Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? Good morning. The devotional today will be led by Representative Mary Catherine Stone of Burlington.
Good morning. Meditation, the body of God. Imagine the body of God. Imagine it with all the genders and races and physical descriptions of the world. God is male and female, and both, and neither, and all. God is black and red and olive and tan. God has hair in long braids, slanted eyes, flat nose, big lips, long beard, curvy body, long arms, short legs. God wears flowing dresses and blue jeans and saris and turbans and tuxedos and lots of jewelry. God has tattoos of every animal of the world and a single heart-shaped stud in their right ear. And God has every ability and every disability in the world. God walks, God limps, God rolls, God crawls. God gets where God needs to be. God gets to us, however God can. God's mind works with the speed and sometimes the randomness of ADHD. God feels pain with the depths of depression and joy like an episode of mania. God hears voices, the voices of all people and all living things. God has no one way of solving problems. Sometimes God moves from step to step with the most analytic of minds. Sometimes God makes great intuitive leaps that cannot be explained. Sometimes God gets stuck in a loop because the present, whether good or bad, is the time where God lives. God paints with their feet and reads with their hands. God can dance by swaying and shuffling and sing by making noises that are not words, but express emotions that words cannot. God is too busy reaching out to us to be concerned that they cannot see. God is too busy feeling the rhythms of music in their bones to worry about what it sounds like. God is too busy loving with all of God's arrhythmic heart to be anything but grateful for the body they have. Is it any wonder that we have trouble grasping God when God's body does not move in the way we expect a body to move? Is it any wonder we have trouble understanding God when God speaks with the slurred words of cerebral palsy? Is it any wonder that we cannot comprehend God who bears the chronic pain of the suffering of the world? How can we come closer to this being beyond our comprehension, this body-mind that meets none of our expectations? By freeing ourselves of expectations. By searching for God and the unique body minds of our fellow human beings, by seeking to understand that which challenges us and confuses us and frightens us, by accepting ourselves and the body minds that make us who we are. When we pray that all of this may be so, when we pray to love all bodies and minds, when we pray to be both broken and whole at once, we are praying to be more like God. Thank you and have a good day.
Members, we have a bill on the notice calendar requiring referral to Money Committee pursuant to House Rule 35A. House Bill 364 is an act relating to approval of the annexation of property by the Village of Swanton, materially affecting the revenue of one or more municipalities. The bill is referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. Members, we've received requests to read two House concurrent resolutions that the House and Senate adopted pursuant to the consent calendar. The first is HCR 56, which is a House concurrent resolution designating April 18th, 2025 as USS Vermont SSN 792 Day in Vermont. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Whereas the U.S. submarine Vermont, USS Vermont, was commissioned on April 18, 2020, and is the third United States naval vessel to carry the state of Vermont namesake. And whereas the officers and crew of the USS Vermont are currently deployed in the Western Pacific and are making port in South Korea and Japan, strengthening military cooperation with our allies. And whereas the USS Vermont plays a leading role in the Australia, United Kingdom, United States trilateral security partnership, and it awarded the first Australian officer his U.S. Navy submarine warfare insignia, Dolphin, while he was serving on the USS Vermont. And whereas the U.S. Navy has recognized the crew of the USS Vermont with the 2024 Squadron 1 Battle Readiness Award, and awards for engineering readiness, electronic warfare, supply readiness, and personnel readiness, further honoring their namesake with sustained superior performance. And whereas the officers and crew of the USS Vermont honor Vermont lore with champion patches on their shoulders and our freedom and unity motto in their emblems as they serve to protect our country and its freedoms. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the General Assembly designates April 18th, 2025 as USS Vermont Day in Vermont. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Secretary of State be directed to send a copy of this resolution to the commanding officer of the USS Vermont and the USS Vermont Support Group.
Next is HCR 58, which is a House concurrent resolution recognizing April 18th, 2025 as Electric Utility Line Worker Appreciation Day in Vermont. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Whereas in the 21st century, electric power, which is overwhelmingly transmitted through openly exposed local and long-distance electric power transmission lines, is essential for all aspects of daily living. And whereas when lightning, snow, wind, and other variants of disruptive weather strike, the electric power lines are often damaged, posing an immediate danger to persons who encounter the wires and disrupting the flow of electric power to neighborhoods, entire municipalities, and even large sections of the state, including vital health and public safety facilities. And whereas these electric power disruptions trigger the response of the dedicated men and women who are employees of Vermont's cooperative, investor-owned, and municipal utilities, the organizations that for decades have striven to provide all Vermonters with reliable, safe, and in more recent years, increasingly environmentally friendly electric power. And whereas these electric utility employees must work extended hours under extremely dangerous conditions that require the utmost degree of care and professionalism in a time-pressured effort to restore electric power expeditiously and eliminate dangerous hazards on the landscape and byways of the state. And whereas these individuals are truly unsung heroes whose impact on our daily lives is often forgotten and underappreciated. And whereas across the country, April 18th is annually observed as National Lineman Appreciation Day, and a Vermont commemoration is in order. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the General Assembly recognizes April 18th, 2025 as Electric Utility Line Worker Appreciation Day in Vermont. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be directed to send a copy of this resolution to each of the cooperative, investor-owned, and municipal electric utilities in Vermont.